I wasn't planning on streaming today, so this is going to be not your regularly scheduled painting do. Oh, um, I'll wait for people to show up, so I'm not just talking to myself. One star. A lone star. Thought you said you were going to wait for people to show up, so you weren't talking to yourself. Yeah, well, I get bored quickly. Probably not going to play any music. I probably won't be streaming for that long either, because um, my throat has been. Oh, there we go. How's the lads? All right. Um, so the reason that I wasn't going to stream the next few days is because I have a lump here in my throat. I don't know what it is. I think it's like some kind of like inflammation or something like for the past week. I wasn't feeling well the past week and a half, and swallowing was like hurting me and stuff. But I thought it was just like flu-like symptoms or something. But there on Sunday night, I noticed that like here there's like a lump, like really like a significant lump, really like deep in there, Um, so that's why I was like, I won't be streaming for a few days, cause part like that's what I think is funny is like fucking Emmanuel's after dying of cancer, and I swear to God, one of the first things I thought was that, oh fuck, I've got throat cancer. But like, chances are it's not throat cancer because the lump was bigger the other day, and now it's after gone down. And apparently, tumors don't change size that quick. But sure, who knows if even that is true? Um, but the last thing I need right now is to be like seriously ill. So I was planning on taking the next, probably even the whole week off, and I've been fasting since Sunday night, I think, because like I didn't eat yesterday at all, and I haven't eaten today at all. Um, and I've been, as per the advice of Demon Hunter Bear, I've been drinking turmeric in my tea because apparently that has anti-inflammatory properties. And it's also hilarious because it kind of tastes and looks like I'm drinking curry sauce. Um, but anyway, so that's why I wasn't planning on streaming for a bit. Um, but then we get the news this morning that Emmanuel's gone. Emmanuel's dead. Died about 3 days ago in hospital from, I don't know what kind of cancer, but he had cancer. Um, so the fucker didn't heed my wishes. I told him, don't you fucking die on me, you prick. And he went ahead and died. Fucking dickhead. He was a funny fucker and a really good artist. And he was a believer and he spoke the truth. And I genuinely do hope that he's, you know, his soul or his consciousness or whatever is at peace and is in paradise now, or at least on the other side somewhere, you know, engaging in something that brings him some kind of peace. My heart sank a bit when I got the news this morning. Never met the guy in person, but he's been watching my stream for like what, a year now? I don't know. I actually don't know how long Emmanuel's been coming to the stream. But yeah, it's a sad day in Tipperary. It's a sad day on Painting Goo Island. It's the first. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I am wrong, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've lost a Japanite. There's Emmanuel's hammer. Obviously, it won't be the last, because I'll probably end up doing Painting Goo for a long time. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, other than times like this where I need to look after my health. But yeah. It's the first time we've lost one of our own. And I've been doing this about, what, pushing 5 years now. So I'm just finishing up Griff's avatar thing here, and then I'm going to strap a new canvas on. And we'll get started on Emmanuel's one. Because the fucker chose to leave us prematurely. Which, in a funny way, kind of like, you know, fucking removed the choice of who I did next. now I'm definitely doing him next. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks ass. True tube in a really gay way. He was a fucking great artist, a believer and a truth seeker. He seemed like a good dude, and I'm annoyed that I never got to meet him in person before he passed. But obviously I wasn't supposed to, because otherwise it would have happened. I don't know how I'll do it, but like part of me wants to make sure that I get, like, when I finish his avatar painting, I want to try and get the original to him or his family or someone. I don't know how I'll reach out or whatever. Like, but I don't know. It just sucks. Um. So yeah, I'm obviously, like, I'm trying to not shout or whatever, or like well, not even shout. I'm trying not to speak as loudly as I usually speak for this, whatever the fuck this thing is in my neck. Um, I don't want to aggravate it any further. And like I said, I've been fasting for like over 24 hours now in an attempt to force my body to, you know, get rid of any junk. See if that helps. All I've been drinking is fucking honey and turmeric and tea. Don't even know if that's working. It does feel soothing though, so there's that. There's the mental aspect of it. Um, their stream brought him much happiness, and he was a beautiful human being. I think he felt less alone knowing more people that thought like himself were out there. Yeah, I know he enjoyed the stream all right, yeah, which makes, on the one hand, it makes me feel better, and then on the other hand, it makes me feel like shit for like not meeting him in person. If I'd have made more of an effort, I could have. Just, prioritized other things. I genuinely didn't think he was gonna die. You know, I thought he was the type of dude to like, survive something like that, but obviously not. Like, he was. I know he was quite the melancholy individual, and he was like angry. I relate, I related to him. That's why I liked him. I may not be a Christian like he was, um, but I'm sure there's loads of devout Christians that would argue that based on the moral framework that I vaguely try to follow and the things I say and the way I behave, I basically am Christian. Um, Part of me thinks that Emmanuel probably would have been like, "Oh, you basically are," or whatever. I mean, I am technically Catholic. I did my communion and confirmation when I was a child, so like, there's that. Where was he from? He was a dub. He's from Dublin, same as me. Well, more than me. You know, I was kind of like, I wasn't really a dub. You know, I grew up in Clondalkin. I grew up in Lucan, so technically I'm a dub, but I never really had like that strong of an accent because I didn't like, he was a proper dub. He grew up, I think, and lived the north side. Like, he lived in the city centre, as far as I know, or just outside of it. As far as I know, he's from Coolock. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah, I genuinely didn't think he was gonna leave us like that. Like, I was a bit annoyed at him that he kind of just dropped into the stream and was like, "I have cancer," and didn't say anything else. And I sent him an email. I was like, "Look, dude, if you want to talk, I'm here." Um, I got no reply, and I'm assuming I got no reply because he was in hospital now, judging on the time frame. He's been dead a few days. He died 3 days ago. The thing on RIP.ie says he died on the 6th. It's the 9th today, so he died 3 days ago. So, well, he died Friday, I think. It's a weird one when you don't know that somebody's dead and they've been dead a few days. It's a weird one. Um, but yeah, You know, I don't want to sit here and be all fucking sad for the next like few hours or whatever. Um, but I wanted to get on and like fucking show him some love and like talk about him. And I suppose his timing is a bit perfect in a way because it's like Griff's fucking Avatar is basically finished. Um, I can just sign this and we could spend today starting Manuel's Avatar, and that way, at least on our end, like from our side of things, he'll be immortalized um, as part of the group. And whenever I finish it, I'll try and reach out and um, I don't know how I'll reach out. Part of me thinks that I'll have to just like find out where he lived and go there and see if I can find one of his relatives or something, or because like I don't know anyone that knew him, you know, or maybe like Folk Mooney's the one that texted me saying that he saw it. Hey John, you well? Um, yeah, Folk Mooney from the Irish Bear clan was the one that texted me this morning saying sad news. I just seen it there this morning that so he must have just seen it on RIP.ie or something, or maybe he heard it from somebody else. I think Folk Mooney is from, you know, like he knew who Emmanuel was when I mentioned his name and stuff and all, like, or when he saw him in the stream. So I'll try him, and when we finish the Avatar, I'll try and reach out and see if I can get the original to them or something, or let them know that like there's a group of, like, obviously they know that, like, they miss him and there's friends and families and fucking he had a YouTube channel and an online presence. Like I've already seen today that like somebody did like an don't know what it was, a Facebook post or a Twitter post or something about him, saying that he'll be missed and he was a good man and he spoke out about the corruption in the government and the ludicrous situation with immigration and all, and that he was an amazing artist and that he deserved more recognition and stuff. But maybe he'll get it now that he's dead, because isn't that how that works? Which also sucks. But yeah, Folk Mooney's awesome. I like that guy. He's a funny fucker. Stereotypically Irish, whimsical. Hey, printer. Uh, I know he had a sister. Did he have any other family? If there's any contact info, I'd love to send a card to the family. You can go to rip.ie and you can send like flowers or condolences. That's the only thing I saw. I don't have any money on me right now. Um, Even if I did, I'd just be saving up to send him a painting or something. Like I wouldn't want to just send me fucking condolences, or like, it's like I want to do something proper for him. He bought a painting off me. He showed up to the stream. He praised me for being a good artist when he himself was like a really fucking good artist. Like I want to do something for him, and I want to make sure it actually gets to somebody that like fucking knew him, like, whether it was his brother or whatever. Like, probably it'll take me weeks or months, but like I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I have to get a train down to Dublin and find out where he lived and ask around and shit, or do something. But first I have to do the painting, so I'll do that first. his family to know we enjoyed our time getting to know him. Yeah, I want people to know that I want his family to know that like his reach was further than probably a lot of people that knew him. Like yeah, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. Um, like we have a tiny little we have a tiny little group here on my stream, and having someone like him who like had a bit of renown to him, like he was known, you know, and he had his own YouTube channel, and whether it was also small, but like people respected that guy, you know, and he was known, and it was an honor to have him here and to entertain him and to share space with him, even if it was digital, you know. It sucks that he's gone. Genuinely didn't think he'd go out like that. But fuck it. I'll sign this and we'll get on it. We'll get to business. Um, First thing that came into my mind was just doing him in a kimono, painting something, or um, just like him being an artist, Japanese, but themed Japanese, and maybe with a few cats or something around him. Let's see how it goes. I'll probably end up just sticking on some tunes. No, I think I said I wouldn't, but like I just meant like the fucking the intro and stuff like that or whatever. Like I didn't think it'd be appropriate to try and be whimsical today. Considering the poor fuckers after dying on us. But I'll stick on some tunes and I'll get started on Emmanuel's Avatar thing. I'm probably only going to stick around for maybe an hour and a half or something. Like I'll get a good start on it, and just stick some tunes on whatever, because it's probably a good idea for me to like not talk for a while and see if this thing goes away quick. Pretty sure it's not cancer. I was there googling it all this morning. I was like, I described it, and it was like literally the first thing that came up was like, you should probably go to hospital and get that checked out. And I'm like, oh, here we go. This thing's gonna tell me that I fucking like throat cancer or something. Like, but then when I put in the detail of that, like it was more swollen there the other day, and I was like smoking and I had a bit of brandy and all, like, and I was shouting on the mic to fucking Demon Hunter, and because we were playing video games and stuff. Um, that probably aggravated it, and the last like 48 hours, I haven't had a single cigarette. Um, well, more like 36 hours. I think I had one like Monday morning or something. I can't remember. Maybe Sunday night. Um, I haven't been smoking for like over a day now. Um, and I've just been drinking tea with some honey or turmeric in it, and I haven't eaten. like I said, to like try and encourage my body to heal from the effects of fasting. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try and do 3 days. Um, so this will be my second day. So I'm gonna try and fast completely for the rest of the day, and then tomorrow and just drink tea and see what happens. And obviously not smoke anything. And if the lump gets smaller, good news. So we'll see what happens in that regard. Right, I've signed this thing. I'm gonna stick on some tunes. If it is cancer, it's probably of the pooper. What, like ass cancer? Abstaining from sucking and blowing, maybe it may be to your advantage. About you stop making me laugh, cunt. Like the other day, for about a week now, sneezing, coughing. Like I haven't been sneezing and coughing like I have the flu or whatever. But anytime I did sneeze or coughed or yawned, um, or swallowed, it all kind of like hurt a little bit, not like anything major, but I felt it like in my jaw and like the back of my where your glands are, like back here. Not that I fucking know, like fucking like, uh, but it's like it's below my Adam's apple, is where it is, and it's like significant, because like when I noticed it, I was like, holy shit, like that's really like that's a lump. Um, but obviously, I'm trying to like just be positive about it and like not worry myself, not give myself anxiety or whatever. And then obviously my first course of action was like, okay, right, I'm not going to smoke for as long as it takes to get rid of this. Um, um, so immediately I was like, okay, time for a fast, and I'm not smoking now. So we'll see what happens. Right, I'll stick on some tunes and I'll get a new piece of paper on this. Um, oh, I'll play the Griff songs. Appropriate.
Y'all hear that truck rolling? Nah, that ain't thunder. That's Griff Osama clocking in, brother. Nova Jean riding shotgun. Business as usual. Yeah. 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 Carolina ball standing mountain tall. Big old beard make a shadow on the wall. Boots hit dirt, hear the horses all neigh. Morning y'all before the rooster halfway. Nova Jean riding shotgun proud. Petey in the seat looking tougher than the crowd. Truck bed rattling, coffee in his hand. Hard work hero, backbone of the land. Jumping not loyal, yeah, he always gonna show. When the weather gets rough, he the first one to go. Spell check, warrior sharp, and every phrase working no pronunciation.
Check what?
Samurai sage. Don't mistake kindness for somebody soft. He got old school wisdom and a flag aloft. Good morning in the chat, every break of dawn. If Griffo ain't there, something probably wrong. Griff, you sell bear of the land. Nova riding shotgun, coffee in his hand. Good morning, brothers, waking up the clan. Big beard swinging like a battle fan. Griff, you sell Carolina pride. Keep them horses ready, Gina by his side. Grandpa status real smooth. Farm life rhythm got a hard work groove. Hammer meet steel, horseshoes ring loud. Quiet kind of legend, never bragging to the crowd. Accent thick with the pride of his kin. Every word sharper than it's ever been. More than legends in that voice so grand. Soundtrack of the sunrise all across the land. And when the sun finally sets and it's time for the night, it can still be heard saying it's the power of white. Bet and wonder with the forefathers flag. Never one to boast, never one to brag. But if you stir the pot and start acting rude, might get steady silent and regret that move. Nova like wolf I supervise. Struck like brother I survive. Who said good morning first? Everybody know Griff who got there before the bird. Griff Usama, legend of the crew, shows up every time. Yeah, the man stay true. Hard work, horseshoe, sunrise in the sky. Southern soul spirit with a battle cry. Griff Usama, raise them hands up high. Nova riding shotgun while the big rigs fly. Bear of all bears with the clan nearby. Just don't test the man unless you wanna try. Good morning, brothers. Coffee's hot. Truck's running. Nova approved. Grand rising legends. I've been spinning. These wheels on a tractor trailer with my girl Nova riding shotgun. Gonna run the line till the wheels fall off. Like a southern baller, I'ma holler at you 6'4" with southern drawl. I bring the fire, I drive them all. Never hating, power wide staying. Never buys what the hats are selling. Protects is like the king of the jungle. Never quits, fights a battle of wits. Confederate flag flying free in the wind. The South rises up, base head high. Griffiths and my reps, the Chipune clan with honor and pride. Griffin riding high, wheels rolling heavy on the long haul steady. Never gonna quit, no end inside. When walks through those doors at the end of the night. His lady there waiting for that bearded delight. One more day in the books we'll say till we rise again for another long haul win. Talking about white power, living for the Lord in this final hour. Never give in, never give up. I'ma ride these 16 wheels till they all fall off. Nova Jean at the ready, companion of them all, rock steady. Always down for a ride, fit for a trip. A queen of all pits, she a legend in the making. Always faithful, never gonna quit. When the day's done, she still waits at the ready. Griffin Nova riding high, wheels rolling heavy on the long haul steady. Never gonna quit, no end inside. When walks through those doors at the end of the night. His lady there waiting for that bearded delight. One more day in the books we'll say till we rise again for another long haul win. White power, power of white.
White Peru.
White power, no end in sight. White power, power of white. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the power of white will be the Southern battle won. Like Palme, at the end of the night, stroke my beard and we all alright.
Both of them were pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. Put that back there. Try and get it far back as possible and then point it down a bit or something. Hello, Mean Green 0009 0009. You're the 9th iteration of you, are you? Where are you from, Mean Green? What brings you to my humble stream? Pittsburgh. Was that Pennsylvania? PA? Is that Pennsylvania? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Demon Hunter, where are you? Where are you again? Virginia? Let me see. This needs to go up a bit. Orientation is very important on Painting Goo. You're catching me on an off day, Mean Green. One of our audience members just passed away from cancer there a few days ago, so today is dedicated to him. I'm usually sitting here in a kimono, and I'm a lot more whimsical. So you're catching me on an off day, I'm afraid. If you want content that's a lot more, I'm sorry. Well, no need to apologize. You didn't kill him. Cancer did. But thank you. I just didn't want you to think that this is usually the vibe that we have. Because it's not. This is not the usual vibe of Painting Goo. A friend of ours, who an Irish oil painter, named Emmanuel Godson passed away about 3 days ago. I just got the news there this morning. So this painting is going to be for him. I'm currently doing a series of kind of cartoonified avatars of all the people who have been my audience members the past few years. So he is now next on the list, considering the circumstances. Told the fucker not to die on me. What does he do? Die on me. Fucking prick. It's true what they say. You tell somebody not to do something. What's the first thing they do? Fucking do it. Okay. Try and orientate this so you can see the whole thing, or at least most of it anyway. Mike is kind of out of focus right now. How dare you be out of focus, Micah? So typical of a black Italian Jew, being unfocused. Ugh. Right, let me see. God is constantly testing me. God knows I'm only a C student. You're a student? You're in high school right now, yeah? Or is that a saying that you're only a C student, like spiritually or some shit like? God's always testing all of us. He's forever testing all of us. I was watching Tucker Carlson's interview with that Exorcist guy. I couldn't stop laughing at the fact that his name is Chad. No, yeah, you just meant in general. You're a C student. You're in your 50s. Male, female. Um, oh, you're a girl. Yeah, I just read the other comment there. You're a Chicago girl. Chicago. I'm from Chicago. Um, I always like Chicago. Like anytime I seen like pictures of the buildings there, the architecture, the vibe. I like the accent. I've always wanted to go to the states and visit every state because like the thing I think is cool about America is it's very similar to Ireland in the sense that like it's varied. Now America is a hell of a lot more varied geographically than Ireland, but I'm just speaking culturally. Um, Ireland may be a small island, but I've said this before on stream loads of times. You can go from like one town to the next, and like the culture is completely different. They have completely different stories. They have completely different accents. They have like, it's all different. Like, it's still Irish, but there's huge differences, and it's the same in America, where um, Texas is nothing like California, and California is nothing like Washington. Obviously, politically these days they're very similar, but like you get what I mean. Um, Chad, yeah, what a name, Chad Ripperger. We don't have accents. Oh, are you in Ireland? Yeah, yeah, I'm Irish. Yeah. Um, well, you think you don't have accents. You have an accent, as far as I'm concerned. The same way I would have an accent, like, and I probably don't sound very Irish compared to like I don't have the like oh Italy, I fuck it. Um, I don't sound like a fucking leprechaun. Tucker's good recently. Yeah, like I really like I like Tucker. I think he's cool. Um, he's uh he's funny. Like I like Tucker because he's funny. Um, the thing about the exorcism, though, the reason I brought it up was like fucking. I thought it was really interesting. Like me and Green was saying there that God's always testing us and stuff like that. Like, um, I didn't know that Jesus has dominion over the demons. Esoterically speaking, religiously speaking, as far as the Christian, uh, what do you call it, belief system goes, um, Jesus has dominion over the demons. So a demon can't do anything to you unless, well, he kept saying Jesus or God. I mean, like the ones who believe that Jesus was God incarnate, I think is like ludicrous. Personally, I think it's ludicrous. Um, I just like that doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's too convenient as a religion. Like to me, that makes Christianity just like all the other religions. It's like a bit culty, where it's like, oh, the one true God, he was God incarnate, and all that. Like, it's one of those convenient things that like, like the Jews and the Romans wrote the fucking Bible. Like, so it's like, and it's like hundreds of years after Jesus. I still think Jesus was a real dude, and I think he did great things, but I think it's because he was like many people before him who were just like very spiritually and esoterically well trained, and they were spreading spiritual and like divine knowledge and stuff like that. Like, you know, I don't think he was God incarnate. Um, but it is interesting that they believe that a demon can't do anything to you unless God allows them to. You know, because God has ultimate authority and stuff. Um, and the reason being that like there's like a lesson to be learned. You know, like if a demon is being allowed to if a demon is being allowed to possess you or influence you or any of these things, um, it's because God is allowing the demon to do that. Um, because he wants you to learn something. And that totally checks out with me. Like I you know, if I was God, like if you're like a parent, you know, um, like that makes sense. That you would allow certain negativities to take place, um, as like a learning experience, you know. Um, I think I'm after doing them too like that's too big. That's what she said. They never say that. They never say it's too big. Um, let me see. How can I how can I morph this? I'm just gonna water it down even more. Let me see. I just fucking I kind of wanted them to be like sitting. I should have done the body posture, not just the head. I believe in leprechaun and fairies. Well, I can wish. No, yeah, I believe in magic. I believe magic's a thing. I believe there's like, you know, what did that priest call it? The preternatural. I've never heard that term before. So there's supernatural and preternatural, and they believe that like preternatural is like the in between. Like God is like supernatural. He's like above everything, and then preternatural is um, like preternatural would be like demons, spirits, disembodied spirits, Nephilim, stuff like that, or whatever. Um, I'm gonna put like as many cats in this as possible because Emmanuel was a cat man. He was a cat person. Oh, yeah, that's a cool idea. What if I do them like fucking just like painting the living shit out of loads of different paintings all at the same time, and there's like a hall of paintings behind them or something? That sounds like a cool idea. Um, I think Big Bear did some good on Tucker after their interview together. Um, well, yeah, like you know, as much as we all love Big Bear, like, you know, he doesn't get all the credit. Like, you know, fucking. Not that I disagree with you. You know, like Big Bear does make a good impression on people. He made a good impression on all of us. Um, but it is like I suppose it is a good metric these days because like there's so few people that you can fucking trust, especially online. That when you see somebody like Owen interact with somebody like Tucker and it goes that well, and Tucker is that like receptive and agreeable um, with the sort of stuff that other people are like just demonically fucking opposed to, you know, because that's what it is these days. Like I genuinely think our whole fucking, I think the public space is just infested with fucking demons now. Like, um, and like I said, I'm not a Christian. I don't consider myself to be a follower of any known religion. Like, I think religion is actually part of the problem these days. Like, at one point, sure, it would have been a fucking a cool thing to have, like, you know, a place to pray communally. Um, and a place to, like, I don't know about worship though. Like you know, if I was God, I wouldn't want people worshiping me. And worship is way too close, etymologically speaking, to warship. You know, a thing like, you know, a vessel that carries violent intent. Now, obviously, I could be fucking completely wrong. I could be talking out my ass, like, you know. But that's, I'm just telling you what I think. You know, um, I don't think worshiping, like, I don't think you should fear God. Like, if God is real, which I do believe God is real. Um, I don't fear God. I trust God. I trust in a higher power. I don't fear it. Um, if Jesus was the one to, you know, coin the phrase, like, you know, fear not, don't fear anything, you know, have no fear, all that stuff, or if he was just reciting things that were said by somebody else before him, I completely agree with that. I think, like, you know, just like out of the movie Dune, like, I think fear is the mind killer. Um, I think fear. What was it? I've said this before. That movie, the 13th Warrior, with the Antonio Banderas. Um, Great movie. Um, the Norse fella, the blonde fella, has this great quote where he says, "Fear profits a man nothing." That's that's. I really like that. Fear profits a man nothing. The new pope is from Chicago area. Um, oh yeah, like yeah, yeah. So like the Chicago has like a kind of like Irish Italian roots to it, doesn't it? Is that why you're called Mean Green, or is it because you grow like really big vegetables? Uh, Chad is literally a demon hunter. It made me think of Demon Hunter Bear. Yeah, like I really did enjoy that stream. Um, with Tucker talking to that Exorcist dude, because I find that stuff fascinating. Because I do believe, like I said, I do believe in uh, magic and all sorts of, you know, phenomenon that are not like um, just like easily explained. Like when somebody tries to just be like, you know, oh, you believe in magic, like I immediately just, I'm like, okay, you're retarded, you know. Um, and like we're surrounded by retards these days. Um, like from what I can see, like most people are dumb as fuck these days. Like, and it annoys me. Like, you know, makes me feel alone and shit when I see how fucking stupid people are and they can't even like um they can't have a conversation about something. They can't like abstractly think about something. They can't consider things. They're like locked in. Like, do you know what I mean? They just believe whatever the current thing is or whatever. Like, I can't stand that shit. I think there is more to it that we don't know. And oh yeah, there's definitely loads of shit hidden in the Vatican. Like, why would you have archives like that are like so heavily protected and stuff that like you don't like you like never talk about that shit. It's just sitting in it. It's like the scene at the end of fucking Indiana Jones where he just like puts the thing in the box and wheels it down the end of that huge warehouse and all. Like it's like I know there's an argument for some knowledge being hidden, but the amount of stuff, like school, these days, school for the past 80 years doesn't even produce thinking people. It just produces retarded consumers. Um, like, I know gatekeeping to a point is necessary because, like, you don't want. Like, I know there's an argument to be made where, like, you don't want evil people to have easy access to like very powerful knowledge. I get that. Like, do you know what I mean? I agree with that. Like, you don't want things to be too easy. Because if things are too easy, then it's really easy for the sinful, the lazy, the gluttonous, the greedy, the wrathful, so on and so forth. Like, the lustful. Like, it's really easy for them to accumulate power and to deceive their fellow man and all that. Like, I get that. Like, um but then if you make it too difficult to even like on a very basic level, like just to know how to live well, um like we all should have been taught, the first thing we all should have been taught, in my opinion, in school is we all should have been taught how to grow food. We all should have been taught basic, well, not basic. We all should have been taught philosophy. We all should have been taught like metaphysical truths as well as like scientific in quotes truths. Um, we should have been taught a load of stuff that we weren't taught, and the fact that we weren't speaks to a system that like doesn't want to have um, people that are capable and competent or even like moral. It just wants compliance. It doesn't want competence. It wants compliance. It doesn't want morality. It just wants more. Um, it doesn't want you to think. It just wants you to do and not question, which is really fucking dangerous. Now, obviously, there's a ton of us out there. There's more and more people every day now that are finally becoming aware of how fucked up everything is. Um, and I know, like, at the end of it, I believe that like everything happens for a reason. There's a time and a place for everything. Like, there is kind of like some grand metaphysical plan, which is tied into fate, and like that's why, like, if you're gonna have a sense of inner peace and all, like, you need to live in the now and like not dwell on things and blah 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 blah. I get it. I do. I get it. But do you really get it if you're still harboring? It's like we're human. Like, Jimmy, like fucking. You think I'm just gonna be like able to comprehend, like a logical congruence and just be like, oh, everything's okay now? Like, it's not how it works. Every day is a struggle. Every day is a fucking it's kind of like the idea that like when you choose to when your soul chooses to incarnate here, you forget everything, because otherwise coming here wouldn't serve the purpose of like why this place is built and what it's for and all, like, you know, like what would be the point if like you could remember being in an eternal soul, then like you wouldn't behave in the same way, like, you know, you wouldn't care about anything. If anything, you'd probably be a bit apathetic, like, you know. Which, funny enough, like, you know, like sometimes I think about that. It's like, are these people from our perspective that are like, you look at like Epstein and politicians and Bill Gates or something like that, like, do we perceive them to be as evil as we perceive them to be? Um, yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, are these people as evil as we perceive them to be? Because we don't see things from their perspective, and their perspective is they know all of this is a game. Um, I've thought about that. You know, we think they're evil, they're demons, they're wickedness incarnate and all, like, and to a degree, isn't that just another form of divide and conquer, where like we think we're the good guys because we believe X, Y, and Z, and we think they're the bad guys because they believe X, Y, and Z. You know, but they're eating children. How do you know that's bad? Like, yeah, you feel it. It seems bad. It feels bad. I would agree. Like that's incredibly horrific. But if God designed everything, that means He also designed naked mole rats. You know, and naked mole rats eat their young. There's tons of mammals that eat their young. You know, like, if God designed nature and nature is like fucking insane sometimes, you know, then doesn't that mean that like God allows for these things to happen? Like, you know what I mean? And then you could argue that our morality is just kind of a concept that we made up along the way in order to divide ourselves down the line of good and evil, which just creates division anyway. Like doesn't the knowledge of free will tell you that you can't stop somebody from doing something that you disagree? Like they're using their free will. So how are you going to use your free will to stop their free will? You know, but then you get into the whole thing of like, if somebody tries to kill you, what are you going to do? Let them kill you? You know, you're going to sit there and be like, oh, obviously God wants me to die today. You know, He sent this like Sudanese fuckhead to, you know, butcher me. Um, but yeah, I've thought about that before. Like, you know, I love the way Tucker's last few guests make the point: you are either working for good or evil. That's funny that I just read that after like what I literally just said. The new pope has a plan to put exorcist even in every diocese in the world. What does he know that we don't? I think there's a growing acknowledgement that the demonic influence is probably more rampant now than it ever has been before. Because, well, probably not. Like there's probably like been times before where it was like literally hell on earth, but like the particular timeline that we live in right now and the fucking technology we have and shit, like it, like pornography is like ubiquitous and free. um Children are killed every day before they're even born. Apathy is quite uh not widespread. I don't know what would be the term. Like it's not ubiquitous, but like common. Apathy is quite common. um Hopelessness, despair. Yeah, despair is quite common. You see a lot of fucking despair merchants and stuff like that. um which makes a lot of sense to me. Like, you know, like, fucking. I think the new. Wow, that's amazing. Um, what's amazing? You're probably talking about the painting, which thank you, but like it's hardly amazing. Fucking the I always think that's funny when I look back at chat and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, I was ranting. I missed it. um, Emmanuel did love his kitties. Yeah, yeah. Oh yes, big Irish. Yeah, there's lots of like Chicago in particular, isn't it? It's like um, one of the places that has like a lot of Irish ancestry and stuff. I think it's funny that like the Irish diaspora is more than um, the population of the island itself. There's more of us abroad than there are on the island. Like the Irish diaspora is something like 60 million or something like. I always think that's funny. Like it's like we just left the island and started fucking everybody. There was a demon house in Gary, Indiana that Zach Baggins owns and has a documentary. Very interesting. Dice has got involved. Um, the Windy City, Chicago. Do they call it that because of all the fucking the skyscrapers? Is that why it's called the Windy City? I can't remember why they call it the Windy City. Like it's because of the way that like they get a lot of wind pressure, don't they? Because of the way they built the place. Or I could be totally wrong. Probably totally fucking wrong. Okay. Got like a fucking got a vague idea of what I'm gonna do here. A lot of a lot of flatulence. Everybody just farting. It's called the Windy City because everybody's full of gas. That's hilarious. Okay, so like we'll put a painting here. Put a painting here. honey with tea, please. For like a fucking cool looking lamp or lampshade or chandelier or some shit up here. So the cat in the foreground is playing with your stereotypical ball of yarn or whatever. Or maybe I'll go on playing with a mouse wearing a yarmulke or something like, you fucking. Let's see what happens. How is everybody today, despite the news, anyway? I know most of you are in work right now. Listening to me paint, which is never not going to be hilarious to me. I suppose, like Wendy Salma said, it's like, Actually, Emmanuel has said that before. He wanted me to. I suppose even though I said I wasn't going to talk a lot because I needed to, like, let my throat heal or whatever. Like, I get the feeling Emmanuel always wanted me to just get on the stream and just talk because of the things that I usually talk about. He said that a good few times where he was like, just start waffling about something. He was a strange, like, well, I say he was a strange one. Like, he was your typical fucking painter. He was a deep thinker. He was whimsical, an excellent sense of humor. Like a really good sense of humor, like a fucking like a philosophical sense of humor, like that documentary thing or essay or whatever that he wrote on that guy who wears the toilet seat around his fucking neck. And he was like, "This is dadism or dadism or dadaism or whatever." Like, I haven't got a fucking clue what that shit is like. And like Emmanuel was more like academically artistic, you know. Oil painters usually are. Oil painters are typically more like, you know, the real art is this and stuff, like, not that he was bougie. I mean, he lived in a shed. You can't really live in a shed and be bougie, like. Terrible news. What a legend, though. Popped in one last time to charge his chi and say his farewells. Yeah, like, it was a bit of a dick move to be just like, I've got cancer and, like, bail. But, like, that's Emmanuel for you. like, I've got cancer. Cheerio. Like, ta-ta and farewell. When I said it to the female and all, he was like, she was like, um, she was like, that's a bit of a like it's a bit of a weird thing to do, just like coming in and go, I've got cancer, and then just like, but like I said earlier on, for all we know, he could have been on a hospital bed, like, do you know what I mean, and like getting tests done and all, because like, I mean, the thing said he died in hospital, so um, poor fucker. That's the last place I'd want to die, is a fucking hospital. I really hope whenever I go, I don't die in a fucking hospital. I want to die at home in bed. Looking at memes. I want to die at home in bed. Do you know how I'd love to go out, like fucking playing Left 4 Dead with friends or something, like, and just like I'd just be sitting there, just chilling, playing it, being like, oh fuck, I love killing zombies, and then just like gone. Um, like that to me would be very peaceful. Just doing what you really enjoy, and then just fading away while you're doing it. I mean, it's supposed to be pretty badass to die painting, you know? Be old as fuck, just like, um, just be old as fuck and painting something and then just like just checking out. That'd be pretty cool. Uh, or the Monkey King. Um, what the Monkey King? Well, like fuck it, like fuck. You're gonna have to explain now. I was ranting again. Sorry. It blocked my first message. Oh, okay. The first thing that came into my head there was like, what? I'm on my deathbed, and the only person I have to talk to is the Monkey King. Are you fucking serious? Like, looks like it's just you and me now, Guiro. You will die, knowing that your nemesis is going to take all your property and fuck your wife. if I if my parent popped in, I would have assumed a certain tribe. That perfidious, pompous primate. If he hadn't popped in, oh, you like if Emmanuel hadn't popped in and said I have cancer and like died, you would have assumed that the Jews killed him. We give the Jews way too much credit. Like, we really do. Like, we we give them way too much credit. Like the weather, it's fucking Jews. When your mate's dying, it's the fucking Jews. It was the job. It was the Jews. It was the Jew job. Um, like that's actually hilarious. The Jews have actually become God, like to a lot of people. It's fucking Jews, man. It's like what Charlie Manson said to you, like about that dude that he was in the prison cell with, like where he's like, I hate Hitler, I hate Hitler, I hate Hitler. It's like, what do you mean you hate Hitler? You love Hitler. You have Hitler on your wall, you have Hitler in your head, you have Hitler in your heart. May as well be your father. Not too proud to admit that news hit me hard. Yeah, same. Really bum. Like, can you not tell? I know I'm not exactly healthy right now. I'm like ill and shit. Like, but I'm like really bummed out. Like, now it's not the only reason I'm bummed out, but still, gotta keep some shit private. Um, but yeah, you're not the only one that got hit hard by that. I mean, it hit me hard enough that I was like, okay, even though I wasn't planning on streaming and I feel like shit, like I actually like this guy. This guy deserves a send off. Like I wish I could have been at the funeral. Like nobody would have even known me, but like I would have just been like, oh, like I'm an artist from Tipperary. Like he watched me stream and all, like fucking whatever. Like there wouldn't have, I know there wouldn't have been any issue. Like fucking even if his family are a bunch of cunts, which I doubt they are. Um, they would have been like, oh well, he would have been happy that you're here or whatever. Like like I wish I could have gone. Like now the funeral is on the 10th. Um, and he's being deposed. I think he's being deposed today or something. Thanks. But yeah, it just sucks. There's no two ways about it. It just sucks. It's like when Simone Poppy died. Like I never met that guy, but you just feel it. Especially when you're a part of a community, it doesn't matter how big the community is. Like when you talk to each other every like regularly, like and you know each other's face, like you see each other's face and you speak to each other and shit. Like um, it doesn't matter if you've never met in real life or in person. It doesn't matter if you never met in person. It still affects you. Like um, I would have assumed Micheál Martin did him in. Yeah, to like one irreverent oil. Well, not just irreverent. One humiliating painting too many. Fucking our Taoiseach was finally like, kill it, like fucking Palpatine, like kill it, do it. Like part of me's not surprised, like do you know what I mean? Like anytime I saw Emmanuel, like you could kind of tell, like that's why part of me got worried when I saw me neck there the other day, or when I felt my throat, um, like I don't think I'm gonna die anytime soon, but like part of me thinks that that'll be what does me in or something. Like I don't know, like just because like he was a very heavy smoker, and like as far as I know, he smoked like uh actually I don't know what he smoked. Did he smoke Amberleaf or Rowleys? I'm not even sure. Like I'm pretty sure he was a roll your own like myself, which obviously is still bad because you're smoking, but like it's from what I've heard and seen a hell of a lot better than buying like John Player Blue or some shit or Marlboro, like, do you know what I mean? Like the ready-made cigarettes, like, are typically a hell of a lot worse. Um, yeah, I don't know, like, just fucking sucks, man. Just sucks. I think we've got a good base. Um, him in a hallway full of paintings, and he's painting two paintings at the same time, and there's three cats, and one of them is playing with a mouse, and I'll make the mouse Jewish or something. I think he would have liked that. Would have found it funny. You hear me, you dead cunt? Like, part of me's genuinely a bit pissed at him that he's after dying. Like, I'm like, you fucker. Like, what the fuck, man? He wasn't old, like, you know? And I don't think he was jabbed. Maybe he was. I don't know. Because I know that's happening a lot. I know a lot of that is happening. People are like dropping dead all over the place, like, because of that fucking shit. Like, I seen that fucking Bill Gates was like at some location. I think he's in court these days or something, like. But I seen that Bill Gates was is that you, Snowy? Call. Fucking. Yeah, I'm sick, and a friend of mine died the other day. So, like, forgive me if, like, just giving you context for my general tone right now, because otherwise you would have immediately been like, "Oh, what's wrong with Alex?" Like, um, fucking, yeah, like I'm a bit pissed off that he died. Like, you know, I didn't think he'd go out like that. He wasn't old. Um, but like I just said, like lots of people are dropping dead of like fucking turbo cancer and all that fucking shit from the jabs. So like, I don't know. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if uh, Emmanuel was like, you know, against all that shit, but then at the same time still ended up getting one in the beginning of COVID or something, like I don't know, like I can't remember if he said he was or wasn't. Or, um, but I've seen a lot of that, people dropping dead with that shit. Like, I was hoping you guys could meet up one of these days. We'll have to wait until the next round now. Yeah, we'll see him again. Um, it was like one of my favorite things from Gladiator. Oh, silent but deadly. Um, was like, I'll see you again, but not yet. Not yet. Yeah, I'll see him again, just not yet. Even though I never actually saw him in in person. So the first time I if I do go to the great halls of the divine realm or whatever, like, eventually, um and see the fucker, it'll actually be the first time we ever met, and it still won't be in person. It'll be in some kind of etheric fucking like other realm shit, like, which is kind of funny. Um, Indeed, he would. That's facing the wrong way. What color am I put? I think I want to put him in purple. Make him royal. Is that Marion with the cats? No. My mate that died a few days ago. He was watching the stream for about like over a year. I think it's been over a year that him and Margie were fucking. And like, where the fuck is Margie? Part of me is like, oh my god, is Margie dead now as well? Like, fuck, like Jesus. A mate of mine called Emmanuel Godson. He passed away there the other day, about 3 days ago, from cancer. And he only told us that he had cancer like a week ago on stream. He just came into the stream. It was like, I have cancer. Cheerio. Like, he didn't even say cheerio. He just dropped it in the pond and left. Like, fucking dickhead. Like, I have cancer. Bye. like, like that Skeletor meme. Like, until we meet again. But we won't meet again. Asshole. I hope you can hear me taking the piss out of you, you fucking dickhead. He's probably busy catching up with relatives. Although it's been 3 days, you know. Or is that not how it works? You know, time does not exist when you're dead, I suppose. I'm imagining you and Emmanuel meeting in the next realm, and he says he's up for reincarnation, and he says his new name is going to be Susan. Yeah, like he would be the type to be like, I think I'm gonna go back and be a woman this time. Fuck all that being a man bullshit. I seriously wouldn't be surprised, man. Genuinely wouldn't be surprised. I want to go back already. I've only been here a while, and I already want to go back. But I want a pair of tits and a gi this time. It's too much hassle being a man. I can actually imagine him saying shit like that. Like, come on, we go back and be lesbians. Like, fuck off. Fucking weirdo. That reminds me of that fucking Asmongold thing I seen there the other day, where he was talking to some anime bitch, like live on stream. One of them like AI avatar things, and he was like, "I'm so straight, I could suck a dick and it wouldn't be gay." Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Still very gay, Asmund. Like, what's his name? Zach? Okay. I think the more abstract I leave this, the cooler it'll look. I'm not gonna like try and make it very real looking. Let's see how it goes. It's pretty cool looking so far. It's funny how that works. Like the more like the less of a fuck that I give in it. Like obviously not that I don't give a fuck about making a Manuel a nice painting, but like I'm not concerned right now about making like a masterpiece. Like I'm just trying to like. I'm just like it's just a feeling, like you know. Um, and I'll put some basic color, and I'm gonna leave it there because I've already done way more talking than I said I would. Apparently, I shouldn't rub the lump too much because it could rupture whatever it is or whatever. Like I don't even know what it is. Like gland, lymph node, thyroid, some shit. Like I don't know. Like I think it's hilarious that like I'm supposed to be allergic to chicken and eggs, and in the last few weeks I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop eating chicken and eggs because I'm sick of getting cysts, and now I get this fucking thing in my neck. Like, it's always the same. Like you think you're doing good for like a week. It could be seriously, it could be like a week or a few days where you're like, you know what, I'm doing good lately. I'm like doing the garden. I'm working out. I'm trying to eat right. And then some shit just like shows up where you're just like, what the fuck? Why now? Like, looking good. Domo. Scousebird. Domo. Emotive and instinctual art can feel more fulfilling than highly detailed technical work. Yeah, for sure. If anything, highly detailed technical work can just be a fucking slog. And I've gotten that even from some of my symmetricals, like, you know, and they wouldn't be like highly technical. They just take a while because I like being precise. And even then, they're not that fucking precise. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I always thought that was funny the way, like, some people are like, is that like a digital print? And I'm like, no, I painted that with my hands. And they're like, it's so clean. It's so, like, you know, it's so sharp looking. And I'm like, no, when you get up close, it's pretty shit looking. You know, like, I, like I am. I'm one of those guys. Is like I'm like never happy with certain things. Like it's not good enough. And like my metric for it not being good enough is that like I'm financially poor. This is like if I was really good at art, I'd be rich. No, that's not how it works. Like if I was really intelligent, I'd be rich. No, that's not how it works. You know, like how the fuck does it work then? It's just kind of this like thing that you have to figure out on your own. Like, why do I have to figure it out on my own? Aren't humans like social creatures? Aren't we supposed to do shit together? Yeah, but that's not how it works now. The fuck do you mean? Like, people these days are very selfish, self-centered, tend to not give a fuck about other people unless they have a reason to. It's funny how like people say like I wish we could go back to blah 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 time. Things were better then. It's like, oh yeah, do you like Black Death? Do you? Do you like gout? Do you? Do you want some gangrene? Do you? How about some dysentery? Or how about like your on your wedding day, some noble shows up and fucking cooks you, like, and you can't stop them because there's 10 lads on horseback with spears. Like, you just have to watch him, fuck off with your missus, and then, when she's handed back to you, like, a few days later, full well what happened, like, and she's like crying for like weeks or months, like, there's like nothing you can do about it. Like, you want to go back to those times, do you? Yeah. Like, but in the same regard, like, some things were better. More people believed in higher powers. I need to boil you again, you fucking stiff bitch. Um, more people believed in higher powers. Um, honor was like the concept of honor was more prevalent. Ugh. I gave not all. I gave a lot of my brushes like a bath there yesterday, where like I put them in like a rolling boil in a pot, and like it did work quite well, and you can like reshape them and stuff. Like, some of the ones that were like really badly frayed, like they've gone back to a point, which is cool. Some of them are gonna need to do it again though. They're fucking manky. Take care of your bitches. Don't let your bitches get too dirty. You know. Oh, you a pimp? No, like, there's fucking sense of humor, please. It's not even actual people that annoy me these days. It's the representations of other people that have been driven into my mind. I got so used to like being surrounded by people with shitty attitudes and poor senses of humor and uh, undisciplined egos, that now I just like subconsciously and consciously assume and hear the shitty voices of other people. You can see it, like Owen does it on stream all the time. He just does the Ira voice, and he's like, it must be nice to fucking like. You can just hear it. You just hear that fucking negative, downtrodden, shitty attitude like all the time. Even from people I like. No, I'm guilty of it too, probably. Like, like, it's not like I don't, like, I try not to, but like, don't say like I can't this, you know, or I'm not this, or whatever. Like, don't, like, be careful what you say. This coming from a guy who has regularly said nigger and fucking God knows what else. Like, I mean, in the context of like when you're talking about yourself, you know, even something as simple as saying like, I am sad. You're not sad. You know, you are feeling sad for X reason. Sadness is upon you, or whatever. Like, but you are not sad. If you were sad, then you wouldn't be a human being, because you would be the concept of a negative feeling. This whole identity thing has really gotten out of hand. People need to shut the fuck up. Hey, I'm actually doing good. Life happens. I know, like, yeah, like it's always the same. Like the second I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, like, as some thing shows up and it's just like, oh yeah, really? Oh god. I'm the same way with my cooking. I always find myself asking, what would Gordon say? It's fucking raw. I've gotten stupidly good at steaks. I don't like need to time them anymore. Like, I can literally feel it. Like the time, like the clock is in my head now. Like, it's like my nervous system. I just put the pan on high heat with a drizzle of butter or oil or whatever, and it's just like, and then like, I just the timing's just like in my nervous system now. Because I've done it twice recently where it like, because I don't get to cook steaks that often, you know, it's like a luxury at this stage. But just like charred, seared, perfectly, like bit of black and mostly, you know, that dark brown on the outside. And then the second you cut in, it's just that gorgeous, perfect pink, you know, not red, not raw and not rare, just pink, a delicate peach blossom color, like, do you know what I mean? It's or cherry blossom, like it's just like fucking amazing, like so satisfying. Thyroid, yeah, like right, it's right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hold on, I fucking. Is there a shadow? No. Yeah, so it's not like I have gout or some shit, like, and it's like hanging out my neck, but it's like the size of like a medium-sized marble, and it's on the lower end of my Adam's apple. But like I said, apparently you shouldn't be like rubbing it and massaging it or something because depending on what it is, it could rupture and then it gets worse. But it is one of those things where you're like, you know, like your hand just going to be, what's going on? Like, God bless Scouts and see you later. Um, Throwing a bit of scurvy, yeah. Like people like again, myself included, I've been guilty of it, like, you know, but like like you just forget how good you have it right now, like, you know. Like I've said that on the Hanging with Bears stream a few times, and I've said it on this stream a few times where um like people forget how like especially in Ireland, like, you know, living in Ireland, like um it's so easy to live here, like in general, you know, like yeah, taxes, corrupt government, scumbags, too many foreigners now, like, do you know what I mean? Not you, Snowy. The Asians don't count. It's just this fucking blacks, man. Like, I don't know, like if any of you seen what happened in Belfast there, like yesterday, the day before, or the other day. I don't know when it was. It was like the last few days. Some Sudanese fuckhead tried to cut off somebody's head in Belfast. So it's just, yeah, like, you know, like if they're from an Arab country or if they're from Africa, they just need to go. Like the statistics speak for themselves, and the past like what 15 years of shit getting progressively worse. Like just get the fuck out. Like just get rid of all of them. You know, every single last one of them. Like it's just fucking like that's just sick. Somebody getting their head cut off in Ireland, like, do you know, like what the fuck, like if it was a car bomb or if it was like a fucking a stabbing or like, you know, a gangland stabbing or some shit like that, you'd be like, you know, it happens now and again or whatever. But like this dude tried to cut somebody's fucking head off at like 10 o'clock at night. Like it's just fucking crazy. Like the fact that like that's wild, man. Like absolutely wild. Hey, Whip Bear. Sounds like a lymph issue. Yeah, it's one or the other. Either thyroid or uh, something. I've gotten swollen stuff like above my Adam's apple before, but never below it. Like I've never gotten something here. And like when I pressed into it, I could feel it was like putting pressure on like one of my arteries. Like I could feel myself being like, oh, I'm losing blood flow. Like if I put pressure on it, like, which obviously makes sense because it's like right there and like um it's fucking swollen. But like yeah, like genuinely part of me was like, a bit like, oh Jesus Christ, have I got cancer now? Um I don't think I have cancer, you know. I pretty much know that I don't have fucking cancer. But it's not fun. Um Definitely not fun. So I'm fasting and I'm just drinking a lot of honey tea and been putting turmeric in tea because apparently, according to Demon Hunter, that helps. Um, Scurvy, scabies, and wheat blight madness. I got scabies. I got scabies years ago because my room was so filthy. Couldn't believe it when the fucking I was like, "What is this?" Like, and the doctor was like, "That's scabies. You got scabies." Like, and I was like, "What the fuck is scabies?" And I was like, "That's some medieval shit." Like, if you ever have to put a topical cream that gets rid of something like that, don't put it on your balls. I think I've said this. I think I've told this story before. But he was like, "You need to put it everywhere, like everywhere." And I was like, "Everywhere?" And he was like, "No, yeah, you need to put it everywhere." I was like, "Okay." So I put it everywhere. I didn't need to put it everywhere. Felt like my ball sack was literally melting off. It's horrible. It's like that scene from Apocalypto where the fucking big lad comes out of the tent with his missus, like, oh, 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 oh. I literally I couldn't handle it anymore after about 20 minutes, like, and I had to go back into the toilet, and I just stripped down and got in the shower and just sprayed my balls with cold water. It's like, oh, it's fucking horrible. And like I only had scabies like on my what did I have? I had scabies on my hands and on my knees because it was in the carpet. And like I'd get on my hands and my knees and I'd like clean the room, I'd get rid of like plates and fucking stuff and all like, but I like never hoovered the fucking thing, like, and like we'd be spilling like takeaway and like fucking. I think a few weeks before I got scabies was actually when one of the lads like dropped a whole 4-in-1 like upside down from the Chinese, like curry sauce, chips, chicken balls, and rice in the fucking foil thing. Like he had it in his lap, and it went just upside down and landed on the carpet. Like I was like, "Stay, clean that now." Like I don't care how hungry you are now, because you've just upended your fucking your dinner all over the like. Clean that. What the fuck? Like, oh my god. When you're like 18 and a stoner gamer and like you just hang around with a bunch of stoner gamers, like the likelihood that your room is clean is like so low. It's not good for you. It's not good for your health. Just FYI. Clean your room, bucko. Stop taking mind altering drugs, you Canadian faggot. Clean your room, bucko. What a hypocrite, like. Take your goddamn pills. He was obviously just projecting, and like the whole time he's actually talking to himself. I probably do a lot of that. I try not to. What color will I do the walls? Part of me was thinking red, but I don't know. Don't have to go home, but can't stay here. Like that's what I think is funny. Like how fucked up does your country need to be, like for you to be like, I can't live here. Like, do you know what I mean? Like absolute shitholes. Like I cooked the best prime rib in my life a week or so back. If there's a better meal, I don't want to know. I love when you just get a big slab of beef and you oven roast the thing. Yeah, I should probably stop talking. I feel like acidic. Who is this ranting redhead Irishman? The janitor. We've been through this. I am the janitor. Cleaver's extract can help clear up lymph and kidney issue. You mean uh, clovers? Do you mean to say clovers or like cloves? Or is there actually a thing called like is that a brand name? Cleaver's extract. Um, is that the guy that got a few soccer kicks to Dom after he was knocked out? Which one did I mention? No, there was a fucking some. This only happened the other day. Some Sudanese guy tried to cut somebody's head off and nearly succeeded. I don't like. Nobody knows yet. The last time I checked, nobody knows as if he's dead. He's still in critical condition. Cleaver's herb extract. Never heard of that. I'll have a look at it. Um, the one thing that Canadian junkie got right. He's actually a fucking mad bastard, that fella. Like, clean your room, bucko. Yeah, whatever about the like take your pills is obviously bullshit in my opinion anyway. But cleaning your room, yeah, there's definitely there's definitely truth in that. Whatever about your room, your living space, your general living space should be clean. And like not like sterilized clean, like you fucking go around every few days and fucking or weeks or whatever, like these fucking germaphobes like spray everything down because that can actually fuck you up as well, like living in a sterile environment. Just like neat, tidy, and dust. You want to get rid of dust. And if you're anything like I was, is like you probably don't want to fucking smoke all the time. Hot boxing the fucking shit out of the place, like probably not a good idea. It's like anything. Well, not anything. It's like a lot of things. You get away with it for a while. That's actually what makes it worse. Is the fact that the effects aren't immediate. I can't remember who it was who said that to Owen, but that like sloth is the greatest sin, and like, yeah, man, I uh, I really think that dude is right. I think sloth is the greatest sin in a lot of ways. Yeah, blue maybe. Yeah, I think like royal blue walls would probably be good. It'd make shit pop. I bought that Tools book, got to the part about child discipline, and knew he was full of it. Gotta take it Ursa Rio for a good old book burning. Fucking Peterson, yeah. Like I've never been big in the books, so like literally the only books that I have gone out of my way to buy were the Dylan Sakosio Spirit World series, because I was really into etymology at the time, and I saw him on the Universe podcast a few times, and I was just like, this dude really seems to know his shit, like, and in that context, he did. Um, and I also read his book, Get Mad or Get Realistic, which is about like, you know, he was in a relationship and found out that, I think it was a long distance relationship, and found out that she was basically cheating on him, or like, had moved on before breaking up with him or whatever, and he was like heartbroken and devastated, and it's like how he got through it, and it's all about like, it was kind of manosphere ish, it's like get jacked, get financially independent, you know um and like there's a lot of truth in it, like, like there was no like pickup culture shit in it, like, but it was a bit manosphere, um and there's like a tone he has in that book, and at least the first two or three Spirit World books, um where like you can just kind of get the sense that he's a bit of a jaded bitch, like he's still kind of like just pissed off at the world, which I get, I kind of relate to that in a sense. But the way he expresses it and the way he speaks to the reader, um, is kind of counterproductive. Because there was a few times where I was reading the book and I was like, you know, yeah, sure, you have a point, but why are you being a dick about it for? Like, like I get being a dick about certain things. You know, I'm a dick about certain things, but then other things, it's kind of like, well, that's not going to help. You know, and I've learned that the hard way. Like, uh, nothing like a Bertarian book bonfire. No, you just take a cleaver to it. I was gonna make the joke. I was like, "What? You want me to buy a meat cleaver and melt it down and like, You want me to drink molten steel or something? Do I like heat a meat cleaver up to 10,000 degrees Celsius and just like sniff the fucking thing? Sloth is the gateway to sin. Gateway is the gateway sin. Gateway to what? To having a really bad time. Um, have you got a lump growing on your throat? You need the all new cleaver. It slices, it dices, it'll cut that thing clean off. Oh man. Like one of them late night fucking telephone fucking ad things. Do you have this problem? Buy this product. Call this number now to get product for half price. It's like, why don't you sell it in stores? We can't. It's illegal. Do you know what I think is one of the most diabolic fucking things that's happened in recent history? Is I don't know if you guys probably got something similar. But I remember like when I was a kid and when I was a teenager watching TV on like summer holidays, you doing nothing in the middle of the day, sitting there on the sofa watching fucking Jeremy Kyle or something like, or Animal Planet, and you'd see this ad, fucking cash for gold, mail us in your gold, jewelry, you know, the fucking like chunks of gold. Have you got any gold bars lying around? Like fucking. Typically, they were asking for jewelry. But they were like, it was called cash for gold, and like they'd send you out an envelope, and you put like your fucking your gold in it, and they'd send you a check, and I remember it was probably like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was like watching Owen, and he was talking about the value of like the precious metals and all, and the situation with gold and stuff. And then it just like that thought just came into my head. Like I just got like a fucking like a flashback of like all the times I saw those ads for cash for gold. Give us your gold and we'll give you cold hard cash and all, like. And they're not giving you cold hard cash, they're giving you a piece of paper with numbers on it, and you just sent them cold hard cash. Like I get it, like you have free will. It's like it's your fault, you fell for it. But like fuck me, like I mean the tables, the odds are so stacked against us these days. From the time you're a kid, like, and like between school and bad parenting, like your odds of, you know, not falling for stuff are like incredibly low. Like it's like so insidious. Like and like that would be one of the things where I'm like, I wonder if God, the last few centuries or decades, is sitting there going, "Oh, I never should have made this deal with him. Oh my god, I didn't think it'd be this bad." like, like, do you think God? Like, think about it, right? So, like, God makes uh, Lucifer, Venus, right? And he is the perfect angel. He's perfect, right? And then Lucifer is like, "I could do your job, Daddy." Um, and God is like, okay, like, let's make a deal, like, you know what I mean, like, they still have free will, like, you can influence them, you can do whatever, and if they fall for it, it's their own fault, like, but you're not allowed to make them do anything, like, you can't use force. He's like, okay, deal. Well, you just made a pact with the perfect angel, like, sure, eventually, you know I don't know. It's just like on God's part, it seems like a tad arrogant himself to be like, "Oh, Lucy, you stupid little bitch, I made you." Like, like you're going to lose. It's like, sure, yeah, he'll lose eventually. I believe that. Like, you're God. You made it. You know the system better than he does. You made him along with everything else. But like, at what cost? You know, like how many are going to die horribly? How many are going to be deceived? How many are like, and like, would God actually be sitting there going, yeah, but they have free will, you know? That's how it works. It's fair. It's like, is it though? Like in this context, like when the odds are so heavily stacked, when from birth, if you make it to birth, because the whole abortion situation and shit, like the odds are so stacked against you. I suppose it is a kind of miracle that any of us even make it. Um, like I suppose it is a blessing to be alive right now and to have some semblance of like real and truth and honor, and like even if it is just like a bit, you know you could really easily make an argument for like, no, that this isn't fair anymore. like I at least back in the day I would have had like a sword, you know unless if some shit went down, but I don't know. I'm probably just thinking that way because of the day that's in it. I'm like, this sucks. you know, just being a bitch. Uh, See you later, Snowy. Oh, I thought that said catch you later, lads, not QTY ads. what's QT? What's QTY ads? I don't know that. What's is that an acronym? When it's like just letters? Jesus, like so there are times where I'm like, fuck me, I'm like retarded. It's an acronym, yeah. So it's letters for that represent something. JML, the company, adds that it'd be in the store for. Oh yeah, yeah. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, all the cleaning equipment and like the magical fucking rags and shit. Like this magic sponge, you can clean everything and all. Like, yeah, fucking yeah, they were hilarious. Hi, Billy Mays here for the. Yeah. Hi, Billy Mays here for the lump chopper. Stubborn lumps keep growing on your neck, getting annoyed to heck. Let the lump chopper help you proper. Oh my god. the idea of like trying to like, because I've done stuff like that. I've opened my face with a razor to get rid of like, a really bad cyst or acne. I've done it to like my shoulder and my back and all, like, but the idea of being so either like insanely confident in your own capabilities, or in my opinion woefully retarded enough to do it here, like, fuck that, like, like I'd be apprehensive to go get surgery and stuff. Like, there's loads of stuff that I literally won't trust another human being to do. I don't care how skilled they are. Like fuck that. Like, I knew you'd roll. Yeah, did you guys get a cash for gold thing on your side of the pond, or was it just here? I know you got cash for clunkers, where like you could trade in your car for cash or some shit. Like, I've heard of that. But did you guys get like a full like? Because we got that in the UK and in Ireland, where like they'd literally fucking send you out an envelope and you could send your fucking jewelry to them and all, like, madness. Madness. Pure unadulterated madness. I might make that cat look like Hitler. It'd be funny. Make the mouse look like a Jew and make the cat look like Hitler. I'm thinking he kind of already has a little halo around him here, and like Emmanuel is like, doesn't that mean son of God or with God or something? Like, I'll uh, I'll lean into that. I have gold here and I'll have gold acrylic. It'll give him a halo and all, like. But yeah, this is cool. Like, I fucking didn't really have a plan. Like, I was like, he's painting something. There's cats. Yeah, like, let's run with that. Like, it's not very Japanesey. I'll try and like, maybe I'll put some fucking, I don't know. Maybe I'll put some kanji somewhere, or like make him. I don't know. I'll try and make him more Japanite. Um, yeah. Rest in peace, Emmanuel. Um, Bye, Snowy. No, there's always been cash for gold here, and the famous Jewish scam of cars for kids. Cars for kids? That's a joke, right? Cars for kids? What the fuck? You're gonna have to elaborate on that one, like cars for kids. Kiss your baby, and we'll give you a Chevy. Like, um, oh yeah, it was on all the time. They mocked it. They mocked it to death on South Park. It was hilarious. Did they? Don't remember that. It was like I think it was like 3 seasons that weren't on Netflix, so there's lots of stuff that I missed from South Park. Last year, I got a 2.5 inch long stick stuck under the skin in my wrist, straight across my whole wrist, about the thickness of 3 or 4 toothpicks. Oh, Jesus. I got a 2.5 inch long stick stuck under the skin in my wrist, straight across my whole wrist, about the thickness of 3. Fuck it. And did you just slowly pull it out yourself, or like what did you do? Because I would have been like, oh shit, okay, I need to prepare before I do this. I need to get like a bandage and a fucking whatever. Because like you don't want to leave it in until such point that you have the requisite materials to like quickly staunch the bleeding. Because it's on your wrist and all. Like I'd say that hurt like a cunt to take it out. Like I had no idea until a week later. It was crazy swollen. Oh, you didn't even know it was in there because it just happened when you were working. It just went straight in and snapped, so you couldn't see it. It was just all swollen. Fuck. Like I always thought that's mad that like I've never gotten something like fairly significant like that. Um, but like that's happened to me lots throughout my life where I'll come home after a day out doing physical stuff, um, and like you be in the shower or you sit down and you're just like, what the fuck, and like you realize that like you've injured yourself and you didn't realize it at the time, like. Um, yeah, I was calling him Pinocchio. He was just trying to be a real boy. What the fuck? Like the stick? Or print, like what? You call him Printer Pinocchio because he was made of wood now or something? What the fuck? Ended up having to go to a doctor. They put me in an actual surgery room. Yeah, I'm not surprised because of the sensitive area. Like, don't get me wrong. I probably like would have been like, oh, like depending on how big it is and where it is, um, I would have been like, oh, I should be able to just like take this out and you know put a tourniquet on, or like like staunch the bleeding or some shit like that. Like depends though, like because it's like it's worse the further up the arm, and depending on how deep and where it is. Like groin area, I would have been like, fuck, I need to go to hospital like right now. It was just before Bearfest last year. Bearfast. Fucking. Um. Yeah, groin area. I would have been like, fuck, I need to go to hospital because like you're too close. Your chances are like you could hit the femoral there. Like you just don't know. Like like obviously depending on how bad it is, you would know immediately if you're after nicking an artery. Um, like especially if you got to take it out and then like that's why I'd be wary of like taking shit out like depending on where it is, like because you could think it's not that bad or not that deep. It's just really painful or whatever. And then you could like take it out and then all of a sudden you're bleeding to death. And you've got about 3 minutes to staunch the bleeding or you're dead. Like it's stuff like that. It's like that's why knives are like, just as dangerous, if not contextually more dangerous than guns. Because like a little tiny bit of metal punching a hole in you is like, yeah, it's like really dangerous. But like the hole you get from like puncture wounds from like a knife are like way bigger, you know, and they're like they just go in and out like to me. So it's like there's no that's like so much harder to close, like depending on where it is and shit. Like the human body is not supposed to be penetrated in that way. Like, that's why gays are perverted sickos, penetrating things that shouldn't be penetrated. Like it's not supposed to go there. Oh, oh, yeah. Yawning fucks me up, kind of. Like it's not really painful; it's just sore. Yeah, it's like hilarious how resilient the human body can be, but then also how like hilariously vulnerable it is. Like you're so vulnerable, but then it's kind of miraculous, like the shit that you can survive. Like people have survived insane stuff, but then people have also been killed by like something seemingly benign. You know, it's crazy. Um, Yeah, it was sketchy. I'm sitting on the toilet in the bathroom so my kids can't watch me trying to cut this thing out. Oh my god. It was very emo. So I went to the doctor. Oh my god, it's hilarious. No, yeah, I wouldn't have tried to like cut it out, depending on where it was and like stuff. It's like once you assess the wound before trying to take it out, from my understanding, the best thing to do is just have something to staunch the bleeding and then immediately like wrap it tight. And then if you still bleed significantly after that, then yeah, like you need like triage. You need like you could go with super glue or cauterizing it, but then you're talking about like you could go into shock, pass out, bleed to death. In the sense of cauterizing, and then you could end up with like blood poisoning depending on what glue you use. Um, that's why like if you don't have like gauze on you or something that can be used as a gauze, like a sterile cloth or some shit. Now obviously there's like homeopathic stuff, like there's stuff that there's like certain herbs and shit that you can like chew up in your mouth and and like stuff a wound with that. But you need to know like the exact plants that you can get away with that with. And I haven't a clue, like like just like chewing on chewing on nettles or something. Like you just like pick up a load of dandelions, dandelions. I need to go. I'm starting to get delirious. Um, Medical glue is something to keep on hand just in case. Yeah, I'd like medical grade glue is fucking deadly. Just like you really fuck yourself up and just be like, it'd be all right. Like, like just like literally like patchworking yourself like a plumber. Like, do you smell toast? No, but I'm fucking starving because I've been like fasting for nearly like I don't know what. Probably pushing 48 hours now. Yeah, we keep glue and staples on hand. Yeah, that's another thing. Staples are class. Hurt like a cunt, obviously. But staples are class. Apparently, pine resin is the old school medical glue, sticky osmosis. That makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. Pine resin. That stuff, like, I remember climbing trees back in the day, and, like, you'd be like, what the fuck? You'd be, like, trying to, like, pull your fingers apart and all. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that makes a ton of sense. I've heard honey. I've heard, like, raw, natural honey. You can just, like, rub on a wound, and it'll sort you right out. I've heard that. So there are loads of things that are just like I remember hearing that you could just you just rub dirt in stuff and like you'll be okay. I like depending on where you are, I wouldn't be trying that one. Like just like the side of the road with a patch of grass, just start ripping the fucking like, just like shoving dirt into you. Like anyway, right, I'm gonna head. Fuck it. I should probably like. I probably won't do a stream tomorrow. Like I might. If I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow, I'm like seriously not gonna be talking a lot, and I'll just stick tunes on, and I'll like do more work on this. Like, but I need to just rest and not talk a lot, and I might eat tonight. I don't know. I think the longest fast I've done so far is like just over 48 hours or something. And I've heard like 3 to 5 days is like where you'd want to hit for a fast if you want like some serious healing juju to be going on in your body. Um, I was farting like a fucking trumpet there. I was farting like a choir. Um, Yesterday. Haven't had a shit though. Yeah, that's what, like I always think it's interesting to see if like you fast and then like you still shit, and you're like, well, what am I shit now? Like now I'm just talking disgusting nonsense. Honey works under a bandage but won't stop the bleeding. That's good to know. Right. God bless. Much love. Be good, be true, be beautiful, and pay for painting.